City boys. That goes for anybody. Back to the streets. City boys.
Definitely, I've been hearing a lot of really good stuff about you guys, and I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Get these Regime shot glasses at smokealoutrecords.com, baby, and have a shot with Paul.
Usually the music, I let the music do the talking. The beat will tell me what to push to.
Yo, what's up, this is Wax, and you are now listening to and watching Bar Talk.
I'm gonna let you know you tune in to Bar Talk TV. Holla at your boy, Arizona.
Yo, what up? Burn Dollars 975 The Vibe. Shout out to Bar Talk TV.
Bar Talk TV. Motherfucker, y'all better tune in.
Kato.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Bar Talk TV. I got a lot of things I need to promote today. First and foremost, my son's football team, the Tucson Ravens. We have one more day for these raffle tickets. $10 a raffle ticket, and first prize is $1,000. Second one is $500. Third is $225. So if you guys need that shit, hit me up. I got you. We're gonna have
One of your sponsors?
Yeah, actually, we sponsor each other, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I'm gonna run this commercial while I'm still sharing. If you guys can still share for me real quick, and we'll get the show on the road.
Hey, what up, everybody? This is D Breezy with Bar Talk TV, and I got the owner here of Pecans Wings and Things. So, Jeremiah, what sets you apart from all these other wing places out here?
I would say it's my flavors, and not just my flavors, but also how I make them. First things off top is that I do make all my sauces from scratch. So, daily. Made to order daily. No sauces get kept overnight, And to me, with the chicken wings at the beginning, anybody can drop a chicken wing in some grease or put them on the grill, but to me, it's all about the sauce. And my sauces are made from scratch. On top of that, I feel, it's just my flavors, Michelada wings.
Michelada wings?
Michelada wings.
I'm gonna try those.
So the Michelada wings, I got the cilantro lime jalapeno wings, I got bacon wrap wings, birria wings. Birria wings. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's the flavor, it's just doing something different that you're not seeing, that you can't get from anywhere else around us right now. So, that's what I feel would set me apart right now from, all these other wing places.
Yeah, I agree. So, Jeremiah, tell us, where can we find these wings at?
It's going to be 20% military discount. You guys will be the first to know.
Bar Talk TV, y'all.
Yo, shout out to Jeremiah from Pecans Wings and Things.
Yeah.
He's actually the first. He's one of the first sponsors we've ever had. So secondly, vodka, Red Bull. Secondly, they gave me these cards for my son's football team. It's like a discount card. There's a whole bunch of like McDonald's, Burger King, Dairy Queen, Peter Piper's Pizza Hut. It's $10 and you get a whole bunch of free shit. So you use it twice and they get your money back already. So if you guys want that, let me know too. Second thing, let's see. Second sponsor. Hit that one real quick.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm Dre, the one-legged chef, the one-legged DJ, and this is Dre's Seafood and Barbecue. You can't come here without trying my food. We have my 5-layer barbecue cup. Comes with mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, barbecue baked beans, veggies, nacho cheese on it, your choice of meat, hot Cheetos or regular Cheetos, and also has bacon on it, pulled pork sandwich with Cajun coleslaw, your choice of barbecue sauce with barbecue baked beans, mac and cheese. Next, we have a rib plate with barbecue ribs that are smoked for 8 hours. Low and slow, that's how we like to do it, with mac and cheese and barbecue baked beans. Next, we have my famous New Orleans shrimp broil. You can get the flavors. I got tahini, I got garlic, I got lemon pepper, I got Cajun, I got hot. I can go as hot as you want it. We have my rib and chicken plate, barbecue chicken, smoked low and slow for 5 hours. Also, you have my ribs that were smoked for 12 hours. You also get mac and cheese and barbecue baked beans. You have New Mexico green chili, nacho cheese, on top of tortilla chips with brisket, jalapeno, spicy barbecue, our original barbecue, my loaded mac and cheese, New Mexico green chili, nacho cheese, mac and cheese with brisket, and your choice of spicy barbecue, our original barbecue. I'm letting you know that I'm the original Arizona barbecue. I'm bringing Mexican flavor and barbecue flavor together. They had a baby, and that's where you get Dre's Seafood and Barbecue, the original Arizona barbecue. Little heat, little sweet. We want all the smoke. Bring the smoke.
Fucking Dre, he's funny.
That's awesome. I've never seen a 5-layer barbecue cup before.
Right.
That looks like so convenient.
It looks good. They're pretty good. I tried it.
Spoonfuls, man. Spoonfuls.
When I went and shot that commercial, he gave us he made all that stuff for the commercial, and then he gave it all to us, and we I was like, hell yeah.
That's badass, man. Support your local businesses, everybody. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. But anyway, enough. Well, let me see. I think I got a couple things. Let's see. October 21st, the Halloween horror event that Bartalk TV and Horror Mi Gato Familia is doing. It's going to be like a costume party event type of thing. There's going to be artists performing. $100 goes to the best costume. And I believe we're going to be giving away free shots. So you guys should pull up. It's going to be at Thunder Canyon Brewery. I think it starts at 8 o'clock. So if you guys want to do that and be there, it's going to be fun.
Nice.
Another thing is the Tucson Hip Hop Awards, second annual Tucson Hip Hop Awards. I was nominated for Podcast of the Year again, so hopefully I win. Cross your fingers. September 16th at the Rialto Theater. The doors open at 6. Show starts at 7. So get your tickets now, guys. I would love to see everyone there and supporting us and your local artists and DJs and stuff. So pull up. I think that's it. So you guys don't even need an introduction. You guys have been on the show so many times, Bo Phillips and AVAI D'Amico, right? I said that correctly? Cool. And we're here to talk about a couple of things. Where should we start?
Yeah, so we are AVAI Media. We are a locally based cinematography company here in Tucson, Arizona. We mostly specialize in making feature-length films. However, we are currently in production with our first television series with our company, and the name of that series is called A Kind of Mystery. And we are shooting episode 2 now that we've moved on to. We've wrapped episode 1 in January of this year, and now we're on to episode 2, and things are going awesome. You can find us on streaming platforms such as Amazon Prime, Tubi, and then many more that are in the works that will be to come that you'll be able to see us as far as streaming platforms go, and then also in local theaters, and then we'll be in other theaters countrywide as well.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's get into this whole Comic-Con thing. How's that going to work? That's really exciting, right? I've never been to any of those things.
Yeah,
this is so cool.
This is the first year that the Tucson Comic-Con is doing a film festival component to the convention. So that's really exciting. So we're going to have a new movie called The Tuesday Wedding. It's a comedy. It's G-rated, so it's all ages.
There's a flyer up for you guys.
Perfect. Yeah. So we're gonna be screening that on Saturday, September 2nd, 11:20 a.m. The way that the scheduling worked with the convention, it's gonna be like a preview, like an extended preview of the first half of the movie, and then we'll have a brief Q&A. If you've ever wanted to make movies in Tucson or in whatever city you live in, talk to me and Bo, and we can tell you about how we do it. And then that following Tuesday, September 5th, at the Screening Room Theater downtown on Congress Street, we'll show the full movie in surround sound at the Screening Room. So, and that'll be the following Tuesday at 6 p.m.
So do you remember, if you guys remember the post that I put up when they're looking for background actors, some weeks ago, right? About a month ago?
Yeah.
This is the people that were shooting the film. This is the director that was shooting the film. So you guys can meet him now, and if you guys have any questions in the comments for him, you guys can, go ahead.
Yeah, so the pivot, we've kind of pivoted from doing movies to doing the series, partly due to the marketing challenge. We've got movies on streaming platforms now, and it's a challenge to get people to go watch them because we don't have famous actors in them, so we're not like popping up in the algorithm because you watched this movie with Robert Downey Jr., you should watch A Tuesday Wedding. Like Robert Downey Jr. is not in A Tuesday Wedding. So it's challenging to get people to watch all of our different movies. So with our anthology series, A Kind of Mystery, each production is a standalone story that could have been released as its own movie, but instead we're releasing them as installments of an anthology. And that way we just have to promote A Kind of Mystery, go watch season 1, and then they can watch all of the installments right there, and we don't have to promote 6 mystery movies individually.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's a good point that AVAI just got up, and I'll just go ahead and just kind of contribute and complement what he was saying as well. The dynamic is too, just kind of back to what he was talking about with local artists that don't have, necessarily like the renowned reputation that have, like bigger named artists, et cetera, either like featured on their films or and even just musicians too, I would say, just all around, generally speaking, as artists. Unless you have like a really like renowned and revered like name for yourself, it's pretty discouraging to continue to try to passionately pursue your craft when passion is like the only fossil fuel going behind that, and it's not necessarily like a monetary value yet. Keyword yet. That's why we stick to things. But I mean, that's the biggest thing that I've learned as an artist too, is there's going to be times where it's just really hard to just like keep going, and then like, and when the chips are down, especially when it's like, we got to budget this, we got to budget that. This is going to be really expensive, but we can't get out of buying this or like paying for this, so we have to do this right here. But that's going to cut the cost of like XYZ, like all these other 3-4 different things here now too. And it's like, as a producer, I've learned, it's just, that's where like people say the going gets tough, but I think that's where like the growing really develops. I like to look at it more like that instead of it being like, oh, it's just like this tough thing. It's like, no, it's all about perspective, and I guess the moral of what I'm saying, just kind of complimenting that too, is don't let that discourage you. Because like, with so many different local artists, I've seen them just be like, oh yeah, like I quit. And then I'll be like, why did you quit doing what you're doing? You were so fucking good at what you were doing. Excuse me, can I curse on you? But then it's just like, yeah, I quit, like it was getting expensive. And then I had a kid, and then I didn't have time. And those are all like really valid excuses, but that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And like when I met Queen Latifah back in 2008, here in Tucson, that was like literally the only thing she said to me in the most simplistic way. I think I said it on the show whenever I had my interview like 2 years ago here, and she just straight up told me, pursue it, ain't nothing to it.
Yeah.
And like some of the things that you hear her say, like when she was interviewed on The View a few years ago by everyone and Whoopi Goldberg on that show, she was like, you got to really fake it till you make it. And like, that I don't think it even means more than one thing. I think it just means like you got to already like think that you are there in your mind before anything manifests, and then everything will just come.
Yeah.
Like, and what I've learned in life too, just kind of on a general level, subsided from only being an artist, is I'm not really worried about the outcome anymore, man. I'm really not. Like, obviously there's goals that it's like, yes, I'm going to hit this goal. Here's my short-term ones. Here's my long-term ones. Here's my plan to achieve these goals. And that's like the objective way to pursue things. But like, I mean, the outcome, it's like if you're putting your outcomes on a pedestal up here, like, oh, I'm going to make, like $5 billion by the time I'm 65 or something like that. Sure, that's like a really good goal. It's ambitious, but like what it really comes down to, I think, is like not being so like outcome oriented with your drive. Just take up step by step.
Baby steps, bro.
And know that the journey is pretty much like your bread and butter to what's going to be going on. There is a man that I really look up to a lot, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, and he said, like, in his domestic partnership with his wife, because they've been married for like 20 something years now, and he's like the relationship that you have isn't about like what you're getting out of it necessarily. Like that relationship, mostly what comprises and consists of that relationship is literally like how you treat each other while you're sharing a meal after a really long and hard day, and you both come home and just share that meal together, and then before you go to bed and wake up the next morning, go back to work. It's like what it's everything in between all that.
Mm-hmm.
So like all the stuff that I've chosen now to focus on is like everything in between, like where the outcome eventually will be, because it's a numbers game. It really is. It's like you put XYZ amount of hours into something and amount of years into something, then the payout, I guess, quote unquote, or like the positive outcome and like benefits is like it will happen eventually. You just got to like really stick to what you want to do and know that it's not about money, it's not about anything else. It has to like really be summoned from that like internal and I was gonna say internal sense of like self-belief. And it's not like limiting beliefs, it's like just very like
I think the mindset is really the important component, like you said, because there's so many people out there who are like, oh, I have this great idea. It could be a movie, it could be a podcast, it could be a book, it could be anything, but they're not ready to make their masterpiece yet, and they don't want to make something that's not going to be perfect or that they don't have the right budget for yet. And I think if you just get out there and make something and just accept that you're going to make mistakes, because if you haven't, exactly. But every time you make something and you make that mistake and you learn from that mistake, and then the next thing you make, you try not to repeat that mistake, in a short amount of time, you can grow your skill exponentially by just keeping doing it. Just keep doing it and try to not think, oh, everything I make is fantastic, but approach it from like objectively, what could I improve on next time? And then if you can just identify one thing each time and try to do a little better each time, before you know it, you're going to be a success. You're going to have something that people are going to really want to watch or read or listen to or whatever it is. You just have to keep making it, and you're going to find your voice, and you're going to work out all the kinks, and you're going to end up making really good stuff. But you got to make like a dozen or more, maybe a dozen not so great things until you finally figure out like, oh, this is the thing that like really takes off.
I had learned that from the beginning of starting the podcast, like from the mics to the audio, like the program. I messed up so many times, and sometimes we had to scratch a whole episode because something was messed up. And then we got better cameras, or I got better cameras, and then we got a better studio, and then we got backdrops, and like little by little, just one thing at a time, just made it better. Concentrated on that one thing, and then made that better, and then the lighting made that little bit better, and then made each thing. But it's a process. But the thing is consistency. If you're gonna stop and quit because something didn't work out right the first time, then it's just gonna be a what if in the back of your mind the whole time.
Exactly. And quitting's easy. It's like doing it again, screwing up, and then doing it again and trying to be better. That's the hard part, but it's also how it's necessary.
It is very necessary.
Yeah, that's
What's up, J-Day?
Oh yeah, let's see who we got in the comments here.
Crystal, my cousin Crystal said, hey. Christine said she's gonna be there. I don't know if she's talking about Comic-Con. And then Dre Day.
Awesome.
What up?
Hey, what's up, Dre Day?
Yeah, that's something that I always, tend to just like at least, be part of, what I like to, I guess, like display of myself, which is like, to inspire and to like, and encourage people, because I mean, encouragement goes a long way. It really does. And like I've seen, there's been times
people you love, if they encourage you, then like you get that you want to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the way that the world is, you know, we can't like sit here and sugarcoat it and say that it's not the way that it is when it is a certain way. And that certain way that it is, it's like very dog eat dog, and it's very like easy to fall off a track or lose focus or just like be so completely like destroyed, like externally and internally, you know, simultaneously. And the one thing that I always want to, you know, say kind of like right out the gates, especially with this interview right now, is like, you know, encourage those around you. It could be in the form of love or tough love. Tough love is probably more of a necessity nowadays because it's so easy to just
constructive,
you know,
criticism. That's what they should think about.
How did like Talib Kweli the rapper put it? Like, oh, being the king of mediocrity. You see it so much nowadays, and kind of something that stuck out to what AVAI just said right now is like, you know, don't think that your shit is really good when it sucks. You know, like the whole, you know, your shit doesn't stink. It's like you could apply that to, you know, so many different artists. I ran into so many artists, so many that are like, oh yeah, like I'm so this, I'm so that, I'm very talented, I have like this. Yeah. And then like you go to like see their actual like products, and like if it's a song or if it's like a film, and then you're like, these are like really easy corrections that you could have made if you just like spent more time doing it. Like, not to like over critique, but like if it's something like really, really simple that could have been adjusted and you just overlooked it because you thought it was that good when it wasn't, then that's a whole people
telling them that it's great, and so they think it's great. No one's really telling them like, hey, that sounds like shit right there. Fix that part.
That's the whole, that's where like unhealthy egoism really does like consume a lot of individuals. And I think we've all kind of like fallen short on that end too, where like our ego gets the best of us. But I mean, in general, just in life, just try to minimize that as much as possible, you know, because I mean, when we get to a point where we can, you know, like not only afford to have like big name artists on there too, I know I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, I just had Denzel or something like that, you know. But it's like, but I got to pull myself like out of that, just like overpraising, and then just make sure that like you're maintaining at least your own personal like status quo of like humility also. And it doesn't, you know, hard lessons aren't required for humility. Therefore, like if you can, you know, kind of just teach yourself like, oh wow, like I don't need to be so like boastful or like egotistical about things. I just gotta like know that like I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for so many different people's existences in my life that have helped me, that have supported me, that have like been my solid like foundation of a very, very like necessary support system in times, and like kind of just run on that, and not like on like, oh, like I've done so many great things, but it's like, all right, are you gonna really take that to your grave? Maybe I won't take my films to my grave, like, you know, physically, but like the goal is to get them to live on forever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, what did that movie, The Sandlot, right? Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid. You'll never go wrong.
The age is showing right now.
I just rewatched that with my daughter. She just turned 2 last week, and I'm just like,
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You had her like yesterday. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, I know. I mean, you remember when both of you remember when she was like first born. It's such a trip, man. Life is too short, y'all. Life is too short. It's too
fast. It goes
too fast and too short. Yeah, definitely.
My son was 3 yesterday. He just turned 13 on 23rd.
know, right?
What the fuck's going on? Yeah, that's why his
Jacob's
balloon's right
13?
there.
Oh,
yeah. His birthday. You know, the happy birthday balloon right there. Nice. He turned 13 on the 23rd.
I'm gonna go say happy birthday to him after this.
It's crazy. Time flies too quick. It's too fast now. It's getting faster.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, with that being said, y'all, I'm kind of just jumping into, you know, subsided from kind of just like who we are and what we represent as a company, and just like, you know, on individual personal levels as well. You know, AVAI's director, cinematographer for AVAI Media, and a writer also. I am one of the producers, one of the actors. We will be putting out like a huge amount of different films. I mean, we've got, you know, goals that are long term that will consist of the next like 10 years.
Oh yeah.
So just to throw that out there. Also, anyone that's like looking to get into acting, because I know this isn't obviously Los Angeles, that's a whole different world. in the world of Tucson, you know, it's kind of like a lesser known or like a lesser practiced craft of acting. So if you're interested in getting involved in acting, we can, you know, definitely contact us and definitely reach out. You know, I'm always willing to give consultation if you have questions, if you're on the fence about getting into it, or if you just want to jump into it, just come work on one of our sets one day. Get a feel for it yourself. You know, we are very, very adamant about encouraging people to come just work and basically do like a, you know, what would it be? An unofficial, unpaid internship, like technically, right? Like,
yeah, just come on set, help out, have a good time. That's what we're all doing. It's the best way to learn how sets operate, because we do run a pretty tight ship. But it's also, you're going to meet other people who are also interested in the same thing. But it's going to be like the whole range of experiences. There's going to be other people who are just starting out, and there's going to be people who maybe it's their 60th movie, and we just all come together and we're practicing our crafts, and we're trying to make something tangible and impressive out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's funny too is like there's a couple people in the comments that I saw that actually just recently came out and worked on our set for their first time, just with our company.
Christine was.
Oh yeah, Christine. Sorry, I was trying to remember.
Christine Astoria. She was there for a kind of mystery.
Christine, yeah, she showed up. We ended up getting a location deal with a local business, American Eat Co. Shout out to them over there. They're awesome.
They were fantastic.
The owners, great guys. Met with them, and they're awesome. They're like us too. They're very adamant about supporting local businesses. So we worked out a deal with them.
They're actually one of my sponsors. So.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
And then also sponsor. That's awesome. And yeah, so thank you, Christine, also for coming out and acting in our film and being a part of our creative process and our vision. Appreciate it very much so.
And something to point out about A Tuesday Wedding, which you can see coming up, it's a wedding movie. So when I try to pick scripts to film, or if I'm writing a script, I try to write within my means, or I'll pass on a script if there's too much like, oh, they have to like blow up Fort Knox and escape in helicopters. I'm like, well, that's too expensive. I don't know how to do that. I can't shoot that in my backyard. So when I got the script for A Tuesday Wedding, I was reading through it and I'm like, man, we need an actual wedding. All the stuff that goes into planning a wedding, we have to do that for not even for the movie, not even a real wedding, but we had to get a florist, we had to get a venue, we had to get cakes, and because we didn't want the cakes to get moldy or anything, so they're like prop cakes that my wife made. But then we were filming at Dedicated Bakery here in Tucson on Speedway, and Dedicated is gluten-free. So we were in close communication with them, because there's even some brands of like clay that are made with components that could have gluten in them. So it was a really detail-oriented collaboration with them to make these clay cakes and film in their space, while making sure that everyone on the cast and crew and all the props, we were taking the responsibility to make sure there was no risk of any kind of contamination or anything. So it was really eye-opening for me, because I had no idea about like there's clay with gluten in it. So it was like educational for me. But we had so much hem and her bridal. So the dresses and the suits in the wedding scene came from them, and we actually filmed 2 scenes at Hem and Her.
That's cool. I rented there before.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Hem and Her Bridal. The owner, Joyce, I went to school with her son, is like a good friend of mine. And it was just a trip. I went over there to pick up a suit, since I acted as one of the groomsmen in this film. And I was like, Joyce, oh my God, I haven't seen you since like, it's crazy. Shout out to Hem and Her Bridal. They're awesome people. And Joyce and Marv over there. Yeah, they have for over 20 years. Yeah, Joyce and Marv over there are great people. If you need a suit or a wedding dress, etc., go check them out, y'all. They're located on Stone and Roger. They're great people, great company as well.
quick little plug for him.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
it's just so great to be able to support local businesses in our art,
Right.
because it's definitely, they're supporting us by giving us the things that we need to actually make the movie happen. And then we make the movie and we show off their stuff, and we're going to put it on, we're going to go to with the Tuesday Wedding after it plays in Tucson at Comic-Con this Saturday, and then the whole movie in surround sound at the screening room on Tuesday. Then we're going to go to some film festivals out of state and play in different states at film festivals. And then after that, we're going to launch on streaming platforms. So you'll be able to see it on Amazon. You'll be able to see it on Tubi.
Nice.
And it's going to be so cool to be able to show off all of these local businesses that were part of making the movie happen in those scenes on those platforms. And I'm really excited about the kind of audiences that we can promote this to, and just see how many people we can get to watch this movie, because more than 100 local Tucson creative people poured their heart and soul into this movie.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. This movie, it's been a good long time coming. Another thing to just mention, I think it'd be a good time to play a Tuesday Wedding trailer definitely after this, but just, complimenting again what AVAI just said too. I mean, it's like you take everyone with you, while you want to go through your own creative process in it, and, have all of your different like goals and objectives that you're hitting and then achieving.
Together,
build together, bring those with you. I mean, like, there's been so many different artists that have supported us and like just been there, like helping out either on set or they're acting. I mean, it's like we want to definitely break the ice with like that gap between like, oh, this is how things are done, and like this is how, like, traditionally how things are run on a set, and you can't really like break any like, chain of command or like conduct code with who can do what. It's like, no, we don't really operate within those like very strict fundamentals on our film set. We like to like encourage people to like learn more than anything.
Right.
And like, I mean, it's like there will be times where, not just because I'm a producer, I want to make sure that gets known. It's not just because I'm a producer that I'm doing these things, but like, oh, like, if does someone need to go like move this tripod over here real quick because there's, too many people busy to do so. Okay, cool. I'll go do that.
Yeah.
In Hollywood, in comparison, that's like a really strict, like, no, like they don't want to, because there's so many like, I mean, it's just so much more money you're dealing with too. So I get that. You want to like minimize liability as much as possible from a business standpoint. But since we're here in Tucson, I think it's like just a better way to like, just pursue what we want to do by getting everyone, all hands on deck, involved with literally everything.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, you strictly can only do that. You could strictly only do this. It's like,
right.
I basically want, like, I'm sure a lot of people can, like attest to this and agree with this. I want to like make other filmmakers out of like the people that show up on
this. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Like, and I want them to get better. Like, I don't want it to be like where we have this like mediocre pool of talent. Like, I can't say that it's what it is, because you'll find that like anywhere you go in any city. But like the thing is to, like AVAI did say, always improve, and that should always be like at the forefront of your calling card, or like of your like your muses of what you are accomplishing. Like there shouldn't be any like discrepancy behind it too. Like, oh, well, like, and then like make excuses for why things weren't done, or like why things didn't come out the way you wanted to. It's like, that's fine. Like, we'll just do better next time. This is what but you have to be willing to admit that in the first place too.
I think it makes the process easier when you guys all work together and do different things, not just only acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think on every set that I've been on, I've always learned something new and did something different.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, that's a great. That's great that you said that too, because once you know that like what you're doing as a company is like effective and like is functional and appropriate and like varies in usages, then that's when like, and I'm thank you for saying that, because I like hearing that positive like input and like from people.
Let's play the trailer.
Yeah.
Right.
Tuesday
Let's
Wedding.
do a cheers real quick before that.
Yes.
Cheers, yo. Absolutely.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Always good seeing you, brother. Do you want to give like a little summary and premise of the film?
No. Trailer speaks for itself. We'll talk about it after.
Love that.
All right, here we go.
I plan on only getting married once, hopefully.
Surprise!
So you're always the black sheep of the family.
Well, I seem to have gotten your attention.
Why does she always have to ruin everything?
Do you think they aren't right for each other?
I don't know if they're right together.
I was reviewing your case file.
My case? I'm just having some anxiety. I wasn't murdered.
No one is under the delusion that you were murdered.
I feel like we just got here and I already can't wait to be done with this whole wedding process. But there's no one that supports you as much as I do.
I can't believe Blake thought it was a good idea to drop this bombshell.
Wait, Blake knew? You're breaking up with me?
No, I'm not the only one who needs to talk to Lily. I think you should too. But like, wait until I'm done because mine is like way more important. No offense. I've been dealing with this issue of unintentional flirting.
That's bizarre. I never noticed you unintentionally flirting with me.
That's awesome.
Awesome. I never noticed you unintentionally flirting with me.
Yeah, I think the script, it's definitely the funniest movie we've done so far. So I'm really proud of that. There were some people when I told them that we were going to do something G-rated, because our last movie that we did together that we finished, that's out, and it's streaming now on Amazon Prime and on Tubi, 8,000 Feet Up, the altitude of Mount Lemon. We made that. Alan Williams directed it. That one was, it's a thriller. It's gritty. It's dark. There's 3 characters. They're on a mountain camping, and one of them might be a psychopath. I personally think maybe all of them are psychopaths in their own ways.
Don't get too much away.
You got to watch that one. You can watch it free on Tubi right now. But that was really the opposite of G-rated. And so to pivot from that into, let's go a totally different 180, and we'll just do this lighthearted comedy, and we'll make it fun for the whole family. You can have your kids watch it, but it's like we didn't.
Rom-com.
Yeah. There's yeah. So there's something for everyone in it, I think. And I had a lot of people when we were in pre-production, I'd pitch it to people. I'd approach actors. I made a pitch deck to kind of sell them on the idea of like how it's going to be, and it's going to be kind of quirky, and we're going to really lean into the comedy, and there's this different drama between the sisters and the family. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm kind of nervous about like why would you do a G-rated? That's not even going to be funny. You're going to like miss all your opportunities for jokes by trying to keep it, for like allow the kids to watch and stuff." And I think we really hit a good landing place where it's got this good comedic foundation, and the comedy is solid, and it doesn't matter like who you are or what you're into. There's going to be jokes in there for you, and I think it stands up on its own. And the fact that it just happens to be G-rated is just sort of, it just kind of happens to. But I'm also really curious to see how it plays at film festivals. Because with 8,000 Feet Up, if you go to any indie film festival and you're like, oh yeah, I want to see that movie where there's 3 people camping on a mountain and it's a thriller, every single film festival gets 100 of that exact movie every year. And it's so hard to stand out. Like, what makes your movie stand out? And I think the space that not only is it like a rom-com and it's really funny, but it also is G-rated, that's like the thing that can make us stand out and make people think twice. And they're like, oh, wait a sec, what? I can't remember the last time I've seen a G-rated indie movie. So I think it'll help us stand out. Anything that'll help us stand out at festivals will probably be cool, because it gives us, we got to have something so we don't get lost among the 99 other movies that were also a thriller with 3 people on a mountain.
Right. Yeah. definitely touching on that as well.
You don't
I
wanna
mean,
confuse
it's
it with the next Brokeback Mountain.
yeah. I got a movie in the works. It's the spinoff of Broke Black Mountain. It's two black
Broke
gay
Black
guys, two black gay guys, in the wilderness. Broke Black Mountain over here.
Oh hell no!
That'll stand out. That's unique. No, I'm just kidding. But no, just to, like I said, the compliment. The compliment what Avai was saying. Celebrate your uniqueness as a person and with your products too, especially if it's content creation that you're doing like us. Definitely, strive for that uniqueness and celebrate your uniqueness too. Because I mean, Avai brought up a really good point. When you think of rom-coms, you don't think of it being G-rated at all. Like you think I think of like, I don't know, Adam Sandler films that are like raunchy rom-coms, and stuff like that. So it's cool that we're, doing something a little different. It's kind of in the realm of the same thing because it's a, romantic comedy, and it has its own like elements that's like from start to finish similar. But ours is, definitely unique in that sense. So definitely come check it out, y'all. The Tuesday wedding, we are doing a screening of that. It's a partial screening, technically, at Tucson Comic-Con this weekend, Saturday, September 2nd. And it's going to be at 11:20 a.m. And it'll be upstairs at Tucson Comic-Con in room 201. So definitely come check us out. Yeah.
And then in that same room the following day, on Sunday the 3rd, an hour later at 12:20 p.m. on Sunday the 3rd, we'll be screening the first hour of Positive. And that's another comedy that we did together.
Yeah.
But that one also is the opposite of G-rated. In fact, I like to think that with Positive, we really pioneered the beer enema as a plot device. So I'm excited for Positive.
Quick, Sin, what's up, man?
Oh, yeah,
Anthony,
Sin.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel, what's up, Daniel? What's up, Yoshi?
What up,
Julian,
everybody?
Julian's watching. He's actually a director and a writer too. He's the one. I was in Sicarias with him. That's where they took me to Miami, and we tried the whole
yeah.
Great film.
You
So
told me
much
about
fun.
that. That's
so much fun.
Miami, Arizona, right?
Yeah,
Like
Miami, Arizona. It was so much fun out there. But hey, dude, if you want to come on, I can throw you on live. If you want to be on, I can send you the link. You can jump on and ask him a couple questions if you want to. Just let me know.
Who was that just commented? Daniel Gonzalez. Daniel, what up, brother? I miss you so much,
brother
man.
From another mother. What's up, man?
Miss you, man. I hope all is
I
well,
haven't
brother.
seen you in a long time.
Daniel Gonzalez that just commented, y'all, is one of our main camera operators. He does cinematography work. He's a local filmmaker here in Tucson.
I've been in a couple videos. I was actually helping kind of direct one of Philosophy's videos back in the day too.
Oh yeah,
Daniel does great work.
Yeah, he does lots of music videos also.
Yeah.
And then I saw the little picture that you put up there. That little which way is down that way in that corner of the screen. That picture is of Daniel on the set of A Tuesday Wedding.
That one?
So yeah, that one
right there.
So that's he's sitting down,
That's his
setting up
Facebook
a shot.
picture.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because then those rows of chairs in front of him
I noticed that
that's
too,
the
'cause
wedding
that was-
attendees.
Yep, that was like the ceremony scene. That's so funny. I was just thinking that, and then you said it.
What's up, dude? What you doing, man? What are you up to?
He Daniel got deployed. He's in the army. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, he was in the army
So
with
we
my
miss him a
brother,
lot. Daniel, we miss you, brother.
I didn't
Can't
even
wait
know
for you
he
to
knew
come
my
back.
brother until I met him. He was like, "Oh yeah, I know him." And they were like, "Oh shit!" Like, yeah, that's cool.
Crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I actually have a video from a friend of mine. He said he wanted us to review it for him.
Let's
A
do it.
music
let's
video.
do it.
Should we do
Awesome.
that?
Yeah.
Freddie Moves. This is his new video.
You can always
He's
give
he's
advice
premiering it
for
tomorrow.
other local filmmakers.
Oh, very cool.
But we're getting to see it before anybody
Yeah, an
else.
exclusive first look.
Well, the cool thing too, before you play it, I'll just
go
point out that we also throw a film festival every year called Apex Film Festival. So I mean, we're kind of used to doing a lot of different judging for our own film festivals because the film festival comprises of short films and music videos. So we we review. That reminds me, I'm so backed up on the reviews. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It'll happen. It'll happen.
Oh my goodness. But yeah,
this will be the 2024 is going to be the 10th year of Apex. So it'll be the 10th annual Apex Film Festival.
I've seen films that you put out there where I've seen those
things
like
the laurels.
Did you win those? Like
Yes. So when we submit a film to other festivals and we get those laurels, that's because we got an official selection at that festival and we played on the big screen. Or we even won an award with 8,000 Feet Up. We won Best Film from Arizona at the Arizona International Film Festival. So that was really cool. But we also played at Chandler, and we played at the Gila Valley Film Festival out by Graham and Safford, and we're going to be playing at the Jerome Film Festival also. But yeah, we won the Best of Arizona category. So out of all the Arizona films,
I didn't know about the
8,000
Jerome one.
Feet Up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Daniel, he said he misses you guys, and he's in Kuwait right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I miss you, man.
I miss you too, man. We're excited to get back on set with you and film some stuff. Once you get back home safe.
You know when you're going to come back? You have a time range or something like that?
Yeah, let's check out this music video. See what we got here.
Yeah.
So this is a music video from a friend of mine, Freddie Moves. So tell me what you guys think. He really wants to know like your guys' perspective and everything.
Awesome.
Do not give up. Do not feel like you're tired. When you tired, think of last year. That ain't us. We can make it. We gotta believe. We gotta be mentally strong. Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired. That's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.
No matter where I'm at, no matter where I be, never forget from where I came from, cause it's the same old me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. Now everybody say, wait 1 minute, gotta get mine cause I gotta keep living. Stay on my feet cause I gotta keep winning. I gotta keep my head up high, stay independent. Mind my business, Lord my witness. Got no pension, hustle till I'm finished. Mind preoccupied, that been my alibi. Even though my baby mama get a piece of the pie, she the man I supply, barely even getting by. Doesn't really matter, all I'm trying to do is survive. But slowly it's getting better, I only do my best cause I know this shit won't last forever. I'm a different individual, no more residuals. All these plots in my mind, turn them into visible. I only live my life with the glass half full. Survival of the fittest when you're running with the wolves. No matter where I'm at, no matter where I be, never forget from where I came from, cause it's the same old me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. I seen a lot of things, $1 million views, been to many places, but they ain't got a clue of what it really took just to get here and through it all. I gotta persevere, work hard, dream big. No matter where I live, my heart stay at the crib. But the same things you love can suppress all the love that you need to create in order to level up. Legacies are made through the things you create and the love that you give from the sacrifice you make. I can never understand God's plan, but I always remember where it began. So I remain driven and I stay living, cause without losing, no, there ain't winning. I only live my life with the glass half full. Survival of the fittest when you're running with the wolves. No matter where I'm at, no matter where I be, never forget from where I came from, cause it's the same old me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. No matter where I'm at, no matter where I be, never forget from where I came from, cause it's the same old me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. No, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no way, no, there ain't no changing me. You know, I was in Manhattan Beach the other day, and I was thinking about what somebody told me. We came too far to turn back now. MCH, y'all.
So we're back.
Sweet, awesome. I actually really liked a lot of what I saw.
Yeah.
I liked the locations. I like the layout, behind him and all that stuff. That was great. There was a lot of really good elements. Definitely a lot more positive elements, I would say, than negative. The only like critique that I had, but I mean, it just depends on what he was going for, because art is very subjective. Therefore, like, especially with music videos, there isn't like a strict like, abidance to anything really, like, because it's more like, I don't know. It's one of those like it's on the cusp of videography and cinematography, right? So like it doesn't really abide by like a lot of like, rules of cinematography per se. Like, for example, like the rule of three. Like there's like so many different elements of, like learning cinematography that you can apply to music videos, but it's very like loosely based, I would say, for the most part.
Yeah.
And like I would say the lighting would probably be the only critique that I would have. Like, unless, like I said, since it's subjective, unless that's what he was going for.
You're talking about that reflection of the lights that are
Well,
going
just the
across
sun in the background that kind of like blurs out his face every now and then because it's just really bright when he moves his head.
Right.
Unless that's what he was going for.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think he meant to do that. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, no, I think it looks cool also, but that's like my only critique.
One thing that I think this video really excelled at that a lot of other music videos that I see don't do so well, everyone tries to get a really cool location or a couple really cool locations. And we definitely saw 3 really cool locations, maybe more, and that part was great. But it's got to be more than that, and this video does it very well. A lot of other videos, they'll be like, oh yeah, just get 2 cool locations and then just cut kind of randomly back and forth.
Right, yeah.
And this one did a really good job of like establishing the sense of place in a really thoughtful way with the different camera angles. And I like how, right away we're establishing he's going up some stairs, and then we're seeing the wider shot. We've got the pan across the 2 telescopes. So we're like, oh, obviously telescope. And then we see the big overhead shot with the whole dome and everything. And then we come in for the close-ups on him. And I thought it was really thoughtful the way that we had all of those different shots strung together to really establish that sense of place, where he's at, where this location is. And then we saw the lights get teased, that place with the really amazing rows of lights behind him.
Awesome.
And we saw that get teased, and then midway through the video, we see more of like that from further away, and then we see the overhead on that as well. And it was just, it was really well done. He utilized the locations very superbly.
Yeah,
It was awesome. Definitely had some pretty great locations, definitely. And not just that, but the lyrics, bro. You did great.
Yeah, as far as that was
it's a good
the
song.
other thing that I had said too. Like, it's a very catchy song.
yeah.
It's like very like, because like sometimes like I'm a huge fan of hip hop, right? So like sometimes I like music that is super lyrical, but for the most part, I'm not too like I don't praise it as much. And this song, it wasn't like over lyrical. It was just about like, having like a smooth flow that you could just feel.
It was
subside
real.
from
It was real. It was authentic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Good job,
So, yeah,
man.
overall,
good shit, man.
Overall, really
Yes.
good. Overall, really, really well. I really, really like that, and I want to hear more from you. You said Freddie.
Freddie moves.
Yeah,
Freddie
Fred
moves?
Freddie moves.
E period moves.
Nice. I want to hear
He's
more.
been on the show. We interviewed him a couple times, I think.
Awesome.
But he's very talented. Very talented. But Daniel hit us back up. He said he's going to be back in a couple months.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, Daniel was watching it too. Looks
Couple
like
months.
told the story of the song. Awesome.
Oh yeah, what did Daniel have to say about that music video?
Told the story with the song.
He said the light
Visuals.
place is amazing. I
Yeah,
wonder
place
too,
is amazing.
Freddie.
See?
He's probably not watching right now, but I would definitely ask him like what location that was. The one with
Yeah.
all of the pillar lights were fucking dope. Like,
Freddie, if you're watching, bro, you told me to put the video on for them. So if you're watching, let us know what locations you did it at. Please.
yeah, if that was
Yeah.
in like Tucson or LA or
Oh yeah, I noticed
'Cause
the
he
hat
switched-
too. He had the
yeah.
Los Angeles
Yeah.
hat, Arizona hat. That was cool.
I'm going to message him right now.
So yeah, for the meantime, what was it that we were talking about prior to the music video though? Positive the movie, and then we went into like, you know, filmmaking dynamics.
Well, we have a booth at Comic-Con also.
There we go. There we go. Let's talk
So
about our presence at
in addition to doing the screenings as part of the film festival component upstairs, we'll also have a booth for A Kind of Mystery, which is the anthology series that we're doing. And so we'll be hanging out there the whole time. It's part of a scavenger hunt. Oh, is that a clue? It's probably not a clue because I don't even know more than that we're part of the scavenger hunt.
That's like a literal.
So come see us.
Clue right there. Oh, were you already supposed to know it was part of the scavenger hunt?
Yeah.
Now I just really.
Well, I don't even know where the booth will be, so I'm gonna find out tomorrow morning. So we can figure it out together.
We'll be there every day this weekend, y'all. Obviously, you know, Saturday and Sunday, but we'll also be there just promoting our the company, our presence at Tucson Comic Con tomorrow from start to finish.
We'll be doing photo ops. We'll have the actors from the episodes in costume at the booth. So you can take a photo with a 1920s film director. You can take a photo with
fucking Spider-Man or something.
Yeah, anyone. And then we'll have some actors who, and they'll be noticeably, oh, you're a character from a movie, because this one guy is like a shady crime boss, and he's got like a bulletproof vest, and then we'll have the first ever female Pinkerton agent from the early 1900s.
Is that Elizabeth Bunny, sir?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you
Shout out to
come.
Elizabeth Bunny, sir. She's one of the producers that works very closely with us as well.
She's gotten into writing. She just wrote her first screenplay. So we're going to film that next year as part of the Kind of Mystery anthology also. But yeah,
So the
she's
people that
been
were
super
commenting-
great.
So it's not showing me all the comments. This one's only registered to YouTube and the Facebook page for Bar Talk
excuse me,
TV.
yawning
But on my
contagious.
page, it's not showing me. But Julie B, sorry, she said hey. She said what's up to you guys. Kendra, she said she can't wait to see the movie. Sounds awesome.
Awesome.
Titus, he said I like the visual for sure. I think he needs to switch it up vocally, I guess. Add more extra vagrant words because his lines were repeating. Yeah, but it's probably like the hook.
Yeah, I'm curious
The
to
hook is
hear
very good.
more of Freddie Move's music.
Yeah.
To see
Bobby,
to see
what's up,
how
Bob?
else it
Bobby
is.
said what's up. He said hello to everyone.
Yeah,
If
man.
I would have known that it was not on the same thing, I would have been on these comments from the first time. Sorry guys, but yeah, we're here.
Awesome. Well, now
See you guys
now we know where to
I'll
find
keep
all
it
the
on
comments.
this one, and then I'll this one follows the other one.
Cool.
Anyways.
Yeah, so Tucson Comic Con, back to that. Yeah, we'll be there, like I said,
Bar
Friday.
Talk TV will be there
Sunday.
too, by the way.
Yes.
We'll be there. I'll be trying to go live the whole time, whatever I can capture.
Awesome.
So you guys can see everyone that can see. If you guys can't make it, you guys can see it online.
Yeah.
And if you come out to the screenings, definitely stick around because we're doing a Q&A for both the different films. A Tuesday Wedding on Saturday, and then Positive the Movie on Sunday. So definitely stick around for the Q&A. If you want to come, and in person ask us more questions about filmmaking or about the specific film that you just watched. Yeah, it's good to get some good just intermingling and conversing on in person is definitely like a good way to go about the filmmaking process of just natural curiosity about the content and our vision, or just if you have any questions about like filmmaking in general.
Yeah.
You can definitely answer a lot of those. So the makeup booth also we'll be doing with one of our makeup artists, Patrick Reed.
Yeah. So we're collaborating with a high school drama club. So it'll be A Kind of Mystery and also some high school drama students who'll be doing like airbrush tattoos and face paintings with Patrick supervising. Patrick does all of our prosthetics and blood effects and like the squibs. So when people get shot by a fake gun, fake blood bursts out of their shirt.
He's
so-
basically our if you shoot someone in The Walking Dead, he's the guy that makes you look like you got a bullet through your eye with
I've
an
done
exit
that.
wound at
When
the
I
back of
when
your
I did
skull.
that for Deadass, they put the tube behind my shirt, right, all the way
Yep.
to the back, and then
Yep.
had like a CO2 cartridge inside like the tube, and they
Mhm.
filled the tube up with blood. So that when they shot me, I had to push the button. So when they shot me, I pushed the button, and they directed it like wrongly,
Yeah.
and it just shot up
Oh.
in my face and in my nose and my eyes, and I was like, oh, and I hit the ground. I'm like, no, for real, that shit
Oh,
hurt.
man.
That's
So
funny.
we've never had mistakes like that happen, and we've also never had our actors push their own buttons because we have Patrick, who's an experienced person
Mhm.
who's been doing this, I don't know, potentially as long as I've been alive. So it's really great how on our movie sets and in our productions and who will be at our booth at Comic-Con also for a kind of mystery. You can talk to some really experienced people who've done tons of stuff in Hollywood. You can talk to people who've done a ton of local stuff, and we've also got people who are just getting started and they're curious and they want to get into acting or they want to get into cinematography or directing or writing. So it's just really cool. It's going to be a good place to hang out. Come hang out with us this weekend.
Speaking of The Walking Dead,
Ooh.
one of the biggest headlining
Carl.
Chandler Riggs is
Yeah.
going to be at Tucson Comic-Con.
Yes.
For all of you that who know who that is, he played Carl in The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes' son.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's like a fucking superstar now, and so he's going to be there as well. There's a few other
The
different
Yellow Power Ranger.
Yes, he does. I looked it up. I saw all the stuff. I'm like, what the fuck, the Power Ranger? And then
ironically,
Noel
it's the-
G's gonna be there from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Oh, I worked with
Saw that
Noel
too.
G too. He's like a homie now. Like we're like have like a personal friendship now. So when I worked with Noel G on set of The Locksmith and
Michael Ray.
Oh, what's up, Michael?
Hey,
Ray?
Michael.
What up, man?
And yeah, so he's gonna be there too. I totally thank you for reminding me to say that too, because I actually know him. I worked with him for 10 days on set of The Locksmith. It was a feature-length film, a Hollywood feature-length film that we filmed out in Las Cruces, Mexico. You can find that film also. Shout out to the director too, Nicholas Harvard, great guy. He it was one of my first bigger roles in Hollywood, which is saying a lot because I've been doing this for a while and I haven't, really put myself out there outside of the local scene. But when I do, it's like, oh wow, this is on the verge of being big breaks for me. So it's really cool. Yeah. But Noel G was there. I mean, and he was so cool to me. He was always giving me advice on set. He was always just like, hey man, I see you doing your thing. Go ahead and,
He's
do
one of my
this
agents,
next.
good friend.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Jesse Murphy. Shout out Jesse Murphy.
Yeah. No, Noel G, and I think he really catered to me a lot too. Not only because one of the principal casts is an older brother to me too. Brick Floyd, shout out to him. He's the one that got me the acting job on The Locksmith, so that was cool. Yeah, with Ryan Phillippe, like I said, Kate Bosworth, Noel G, Ving Rhames was in it too. Oh my, it was just cool to get to just mingle with everyone on a personal level. But Noel G especially, I think aside from just me knowing Brick Floyd so well, he really liked that Brick was telling him my whole life story before I even arrived on set. They had all been working together for 2 months prior, right?
Oh, okay.
But so by the time I got on set, Brick Floyd had brought me up to everyone. And I get on set, and Noel G's like, "Hey, yo, what's up, man? I heard, you're Brick Floyd's kid brother, and your dad played for the Raiders." And I was like, "Yeah, he did play for the Raiders." So so those of you that don't know, my biological father, Irvin Phillips, he played for the Los Angeles Raiders from 1981 to 1984. Won a Super Bowl with them in '84 as well. But that's and Noel G's a huge Raiders fan, so that's what he was asking me most about and just catering to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, that's so cool. I know who your dad is. That's so crazy that you're his son." It's yeah. And it's usually you think it'd be the opposite, right? It would be me, just fanboying over these guys because I've been such a huge fan of Noel G. Training Day, Bruce Almighty, all these things I've seen him in Fast and Furious.
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, the monkey. But I've just been watching his acting and just been inspired by him for multiple decades now. And then when I finally just you finally meet the people that you've looked up to for so long since childhood, and then you're they're fanboying over you more than you're fanboying over them. It wasn't really like that, but it was just I just assumed my first interaction with celebrities that are way bigger than me Like when I met Queen Latifah, it was like that. I was like starstruck. I literally could not say a word.
We have a comment on the thing. He's like, "Bo, tell your Queen Latifah story." He
man.
did a little bit earlier, but you missed it.
It's such a funny story. I was so young. I was like 18. Like I was a little kid with a fucking big ass afro. I might be working with her on something after the strike ends too. I can't really speak about it because of NDA and stuff.
Awesome.
But
Just to know that, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was really cool, and you guys should all definitely come meet Noel G. Awesome guy. Can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah. We have a couple comments. Bobby, he said, I think I'm gonna take my boys to that. This sounds pretty fun. He said they would love it. He's talking about Comic-Con.
Okay,
right?
yeah. Comic-Con, for those that haven't attended Comic-Con ever before, I'll kind of break it down to you right now. So this is going to be my 5th con now, between Tucson and San Diego, my hometown, where they throw like the biggest Comic-Con every single year. And all the cons that I've been to, so the first day, it usually runs well into the night. So if y'all come out tomorrow and see us on Friday, it'll run until I think like 8 p.m. or something like that. It's usually like late night on the first day because most people work in the day on Fridays. Saturday, it's like all day, start to finish. That's like the biggest day. Sunday, it typically ends like a lot sooner. Mostly just because, most of the people that would attend it have already attended it between Friday and Saturday.
Right.
So like I would say, if you're gonna come definitely Friday, and it goes into like the early evening, and then Saturday all day. That'll probably be our biggest day there, I would assume, since that's Tuesday wedding, and then Saturday we'll probably be there till like 4 or 5 too. But just come and check everything out, y'all. I mean, there's just so many cool things. There's comic book writers there. There's big name actors there.
I'm so excited
there's different
just
people
to be there. I'm like, I've always wanted to go, but I've never had the chance to.
Dude, it's a lot of fun, man. You meet you just get to nerd out with people, because everyone's got their inner nerd about something that they obsess over, right? And it's usually pretty fucking nerdy. This is that's the most acceptable opportunity to do so, where everyone's just kind of vulnerable on that nerdy level, and it's cool because you're like, oh yeah, I get to talk about all these things that I know would either bore some people or I can't really talk about because people don't listen to it. It's cool. Comic-Con, I have the funnest time there without holding back anything at all, as far as what I want to talk about, specific, little intricate details about either filmmaking too, because I mean, y'all come talk to me at the Comic-Con. I will literally talk about filmmaking with you for fucking 2-3 hours straight, literally, because I can, I love it. I'm obsessed with it, and I can't go through my life without making films. It's like saying I can't have air if I can't make a film.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no better feeling than being on set. I say that all the time. I say it a lot, but that's how I feel. There's no better feeling than being on set, being around people that wanna and have the same passion that you do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love that feeling. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, shared passions, y'all. Yeah. Best part about Comic-Con.
Because it's such a team effort.
Right.
You always get those big celebrities who are like, oh yeah, it's a so and so's movie, but it's really that person might be the leader of the whole team, but there's still a whole team supporting that person because it's too much for one person to do and do it well. You need to surround yourself with people who are passionate about their craft, which might be the same as yours, or it might be something that is supplementing yours.
Yeah.
Bo and I work really well together because we have a lot of the same goals, but we also have different experience, where Bo has experiences some places that I don't have any experience. So we really rely on each other. Yeah. So it's you got to find those people. So collectively, you've got all of the skills that you need for the production to be a success.
Right. Yeah. So we have another comment. Titus, he said, if we would review one of his dubstep songs? We would, but not this time. We do a lot of advertising and promotion and stuff. Just hit me up, message me.
Yeah.
Cisco, Sensei Sai, he said, "What's up, guys?" He said he's the one that said tell the Queen Latifah story.
Yeah.
Michael Ray, he's like, who are these guys?
It's a good
story. They look familiar.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see now. There we go. Yeah, the Queen Latifah story. I mean, it's such a long story. I'll save it for another day. Maybe we'll come back on the show and I'll tell the story.
Yeah,
It's a good
people
story.
love that story. Though.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's just like long, and I can tell. Well, you know what? I'll just tell it. I'll tell like a shorter version of it.
Real quick.
So met Queen Latifah. She was out here in the year 2008 doing CoverGirl, and she was staying here in Tucson at the not Ventana Canyon Resort. Which one was it?
Ventana Canyon's awesome. I've been there.
It was the other one out there. The same one that Gerard Butler stayed at when he was filming 300. God, what the heck is the name of it? Canyon Ranch. There's Canyon Ranch Resort. But at the time, I was 18 years old. I was working for a local, or not a local, I'm sorry, but a sushi restaurant called Raw Sushi in La Encantada.
Oh, yeah.
She ended up coming in there and having fucking lunch. And like I said, I was 18 at the time. I was like, bussing tables, and I had like, a big old afro, and that she kind of like, saw like me being like the only black person like in the whole restaurant, probably in the whole mall, honestly, because that's like up in the foothills. It's like the Beverly Hills of Tucson up here, for those of you that don't live in Tucson. But she comes in, she's wearing this like hat with like the ponytail sticking out the back and the bill folded, and she's wearing like the bill really low. But everyone knew that she was already in town because back in 2008, it wasn't really like internet stuff. It was more like you still read your papers and everything, newspapers. So everyone knew that she was in town. But she comes in and like everyone knew it was her. Some people were skeptical that, oh no, that's an imposter, that's a lookalike. I was like, I know that's her. Keep in mind, I'm a huge fan of Queen Latifah, y'all. Like I literally had like her vinyl records back when she was doing like fucking.
I thought he said vital. Like what?
Her vinyl.
Jesus.
You just broke into a
I
hospital.
had the most vital records, social security number and everything. The most vital records of all time. Queen Latifah. But no, I was like, I'm sitting there like, wanting.
Everybody else good in the drinks?
Yeah. Actually, Sensei Sai said shout out to Romeo.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah,
Sensei?
shout out to Romeo.
Always good to hear from you, brother.
Shout out to Otho. No, I'm just.
Ortho? Is it Ortho, right?
Ortho. Oh yeah, from Beetlejuice. We were making fun of Omar because we were like, "Oh yeah, you're serving us tonight for the drinks, and you're like a butler,
He
kind of
looks
like
the
the
medium
medium
from
Beetlejuice."
Don't make me start raising that up.
Anyway,
So funny.
so she comes in, and I'm like trying to think of a time to come approach her. Just so happened, like my manager comes back into the kitchen where I'm at, and he's like, makes a huge announcement, like, "Hey, does anyone know where the closest mall is to here?" And I was like, "I do." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Table 21 needs to know where the mall's at. Can you go explain that to them?" And I was like, table 21, that's Queen Latifah. So I go up to the table. And keep in mind, I'm like 18. I'm like a little fucking kid. Like I like go up and I was like, "You lovely ladies need to know where the mall's at." And it's like, it's Queen Latifah. And then like, she's sitting in the back of the booth. And there's like one black chick on each side of her. And it's just them three. That's her whole entourage. And she's looking at the menu. And she looks up at me and like looks at me dead in the eye. And she's like, "Yeah, where's that at?" And I was like, "Oh my God, this is really her." Because there was so much skepticism.
Like freak out.
People didn't know because she had her bill so low with her hat. I was like, as soon as I looked her in the eye, I was like, "Oh my God, this is Dana Owens." Like that's her real name. And I'm a huge fan of hers. And so like first, I was so starstruck that I literally start like trying to explain where the Foothills Mall is, and I was like, there's eye in a row, and then you go like, and then I start like drawing like on the table like with my finger, like trying to explain because I'm
Pour
so
saw on the
starstruck.
table and makes
Like making like lines of saw like. I was just like, so after like 30 seconds of just like making a fool out of myself, sorry, I'm just such a huge fan. I was like, let me go get a piece of paper and a pen and I'll go like, write it down for you. I'm so sorry. I'm just a huge fan. And she's like chuckles. She's like, "Hey, no, it's okay. Thank you." Gave her the directions. I was like, I got to redeem myself though. Yeah. I can't just like have that be like my only reaction with her while she's here. So like at the time I was really pursuing my rap music a lot. That's kind of what I grew up doing. I got classically trained as a pianist and vocalist when I was really young, about 5 years old. So I grew up playing music and I was like, Dana Owens. I bet I can make a rap about this. So I'm like, doing my job, resetting tables as a busser and like just thinking of this rap for like a good, like 5-10 minutes before she was leaving. As she was signing her check, I like came up with this rap in my head and I was like, "Excuse me, miss, And then I just started rapping like what I came up with. I was like, ma'am, I couldn't help but notice, but you Dana Owens. I hope to see you in the flow showbiz, me and my pulpit. Like I went on for like a good minute and a half of this like rap I came up with in my head. And she just thought it was the funniest thing. I was like, hello, my name is Bo Phillips. How you doing? I hope to work with you someday. I like gave her this whole spiel about what I think about the rap game nowadays and how it's different than the old school. And I miss her music and da-da-da-da-da. And that's when I said earlier on the show tonight, like she gave me the most simplistic advice of my life. She literally just let me spiel on, like I said, for like a good like couple of minutes. Just listen to
that.
It was like
Even that
shaking her
just
head.
means a lot. She didn't shut you up or shut you down.
Yeah, no, she was really cool. Awesome. I suspected she was probably smoking some weed. She was probably just like really stoned.
She's all vibey and
she was like, yeah. She was like smiling at me like this, but she regardless, she was really cool though. And after all of that, like I said earlier tonight, she was just like, hey, pursue it. Ain't nothing to it. Literally to this day, the most simplistic advice I've ever received in my life. And it was just so cool. And yeah, and that was it. That's the story. I like met Queen Latifah and I rapped to her and she like listened to me and I shook her hand. She was really fucking cool though. I was like, wow.
You haven't washed your hand since.
Yeah, this hand right here. Yeah,
I still have her scent.
I tattooed like the feeling and the stench and everything. Yeah, she was really cool though. Like some people say like don't meet your stars. That was one of the exceptions right there for sure. Because she was cool and she wasn't like an asshole about things. She wasn't like, because she was already done signing her check and she could have just like left.
Yeah.
But she sat there and like listened to me before she left. She was on her way out the door. And she was just like, okay,
probably high.
Okay. I was like, but still to this day, man, I think to myself, I'm like, dude, if I wasn't at work, I would have just like started reciting like her own music to her. Like just, the queen is hyped up, LITAFH in command, or like UNITY. That's like one of her more famous songs back in the 90s. Yeah.
Man.
People still give me shit for that. They're like, Bo, you fucking rapped to Queen Latifah, you idiot. I'm like, no, man. Like nowadays, I can't say why, but it's like now it's like
I don't think that makes you an idiot.
Now it's like used to my advantage because it's like a way she'll remember me that like kind of what we were talking about with Tuesday Wedding.
Like,
how I stood out.
One guy
like,
that rapped to me at the restaurant when I was
like, remember like the really light skinned brother that had a fro in 2008 at a sushi place in Tucson when you were doing CoverGirl out there.
Imagine how she meets you now, though. You're
right,
like an established actor, and
remember 14 years ago, some random token black guy in like the Beverly Hills of Tucson rapped to you.
The one that didn't get killed in every movie
with the fro. Yeah. The one that didn't get killed, like on some Get Out shit, where you're like in fucking a white neighborhood and a white But anyway, yeah.
So we should get
never
back
pass
to
up
Comic-Con?
opportunities, I guess, is the moral of the story. We'll get back to Comic-Con.
Can you play the positive trailer too?
I don't have it. You guys didn't send it to me.
Oh,
I got that one from the email you sent me.
Oh,
so I downloaded it off of that.
Sorry, I should have
I
sent you
don't
the
have- I don't
positive
have that
trailer too. I didn't even think of
That's all right.
Sorry.
Well, yeah,
You can see
positive.
it. Yeah, you can see it on Vimeo. If you go to vimeo.com/AVAI, all the trailers are there.
Do you want to
Mute the mic.
We can shut it down now before you go to the restroom.
Oh yeah, is it like
Okay, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Let's do that then.
So, I think we had a great episode.
Yeah, thanks so much for having
So
us.
let's recap real quick.
Yes.
Where they can find you, the
Yeah.
information about Comic-Con. You guys can throw that out there.
Yeah, so Tucson Comic Con, it's on all the social media. The Apex Film Festival we mentioned is apexfest.org. You can go to akindofmystery.com and you can see our trailers and our launch video for the anthology that we're making right now. And then coming up this weekend at Comic-Con. And then at the screening room on Congress, Tuesday the 5th at 6 p.m., A Tuesday Wedding, which is our new movie. No one's ever seen it yet. You can see the trailer. We played the trailer earlier. Yeah, we're excited to hang out with you all, and we hope you really like seeing our movies because we're going to make 100 more of them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. One thing that we haven't mentioned yet also, too, is our company, AVAI Media, is registered as a 501c3 in the state of Arizona.
Yeah, it's the A Kind of Mystery, the anthology production. is federally recognized 501c3 through our fiscal sponsor. So we're doing fundraising, and we'll be doing fundraising at the booth also. We can also go to akindofmystery.com, and any donations are tax deductible. So if you want, you know, if you're in a position where you got to pay a couple $100s in taxes this year, maybe you want that couple $100s to go to support some local artists, and then you don't have to pay it in taxes. But it'd be it's the tax deductible, so it's the money that you'd have to pay anyway.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. And the link to that website, I think it's avai.we.
It's just akindofmystery.com.
Oh, okay. Awesome. That's on akindofmystery.com.
Awesome.
So yeah, recap also this weekend, come check us out. We're doing a dual screening of AVAI Media's A Tuesday Wedding, Saturday, September 2nd, 11:20 a.m. Tucson Comic-Con, upstairs, room 201. Come check us out and stay till the Q&A. Then Sunday following, also Sunday, we're doing a screening of our another feature-length film called Positive the Movie. That's going to be at 12:20 p.m. Same room upstairs, room 201 at the Tucson Comic-Con, and that is Sunday, September 3rd. Come check us out, y'all. Seriously. We'd love the support, and we'd love to talk to you guys about filmmaking and whatnot also. So thank you very much for tuning in, everybody.
Real quick, let them know where they can find you guys personally.
Oh, yeah. I'm at AVAI D'Amico on all of the channels, Twitter and YouTube, Instagram, just at AVAI D'Amico.
Yes.
And it's been, my name's right there.
Right there.
It's moving.
There it is. Look at that. Perfect timing.
Found it.
Phillips, AVAI D'Amico, everybody. That is us, and we are AVAI Media. And we love you all, and thank you for the support.
So for everyone here today and everyone we lost along the way.
Yes, absolutely. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
Thank you.
Cheers, Tucson. Cheers to the whole planet Earth and everybody watching. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody.